I thought I knew the man I married. I thought the person sleeping beside me every night was the same person who promised to protect me forever. But one evening, I overheard a conversation that changed everything. My husband and the woman he was secretly seeing were not just betraying my trust, they were planning to destroy my life. They wanted to frame me for a crime I never committed. They wanted everyone to believe I was a thief, hoping shame and embarrassment would break me. But they never expected that kindness, honesty, and the people I had helped along the way would become the very things that saved me. Before we begin this emotional story, don't forget to subscribe to spread kindness, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps us continue sharing powerful stories about compassion, hope, and the kindness that can change lives. My name is Emily, and for 12 years, I believed I had built a beautiful marriage with a man named Daniel. We were not wealthy, but we had a comfortable life. We worked hard, paid our bills, and tried to create a peaceful home. I always believed that kindness was the foundation of a happy life. My mother taught me that even when people hurt you, you should never allow bitterness to control your heart. She always said, a good heart may not always be rewarded immediately, but kindness always finds its way back. I carried those words with me everywhere. At my job, I was known as the person who would stay late to help a coworker, bring food to someone having a difficult day, or donate clothes to families who needed them. I never helped people because I wanted something in return. I helped because I knew what it felt like to struggle. But slowly, I started noticing changes in Daniel. He became distant. He started protecting his phone, coming home late, and making excuses that never seemed to make sense. Whenever I asked if something was wrong, he would smile and tell me I was imagining things. I wanted to believe him. I wanted to believe the man I loved was still the same person. Then one night, everything changed. Daniel told me he had to work late, but something inside me felt uneasy. I came home earlier than expected and heard voices coming from our living room. I quietly walked closer and realized Daniel was not alone. It was a woman's voice. My heart started racing when I recognized her. It was Jessica, someone Daniel had introduced to me as a friend from work. I stood frozen behind the door, hoping I had misunderstood. Then I heard Daniel say something that made my entire body go cold. Once everyone believes Emily stole the money, nobody will question us. I felt like the air had disappeared from the room. Jessica asked, "Are you sure this will work?" Daniel replied, "She trusts everyone. She would never think we would do this. We'll put the missing money in her office bag, and when they find it, everyone will blame her." I covered my mouth to stop myself from crying out. The two people I trusted most were planning to ruin my life. They weren't just cheating on me. They were trying to make me lose my job, my reputation, and everything I had worked so hard to build. For a moment, anger filled my heart. I wanted to walk in and confront them. I wanted to scream and ask how they could do this to me. But then I remembered my mother's words. Never let someone else's darkness take away your light. Instead of reacting with anger, I decided to protect myself with patience and truth. The next morning, I acted like everything was normal. Daniel smiled at me, pretending to be the loving husband he had always pretended to be. But this time, I saw him differently. I quietly started collecting evidence. I saved messages, recorded important conversations, and kept copies of documents. I didn't want revenge. I only wanted the truth to be known. A few days later, the plan began. At work, my manager called me into his office. His face looked serious. "Emily, we found something concerning," he said. My heart sank. He explained that money was missing from the company account, and during an investigation, they had found the money inside a bag that belonged to me. Everyone looked at me with suspicion. People whispered. Some co-workers avoided me. The same people who once trusted me suddenly wondered if I was guilty. It was one of the most painful moments of my life. But then something unexpected happened. A coworker named Sarah stepped forward. "Emily would never do this," she said. "She helped me when I was going through the hardest time in my life. She supported me when nobody else cared." Then another coworker spoke. "She paid for my lunch for weeks when I couldn't afford food. She has always been honest." One by one, people began sharing moments when my kindness had touched their lives. The investigation continued, and eventually, the evidence I had saved revealed the truth. The messages between Daniel and Jessica were discovered. Security footage showed who had placed the money in my belongings. The truth finally came out. Daniel and Jessica had planned everything. When Daniel was confronted, he had nothing to say. The person who tried to destroy me was finally exposed. I was hurt. I was heartbroken. But I refused to let hatred control my future. Many people asked me how I could stay calm after everything he did. My answer was simple. Because if I allow someone else's cruelty to change who I am, then they have taken more from me than they ever could. I moved forward with my life. It was not easy. Healing took time. There were days when memories hurt, and there were moments when I questioned my ability to trust again. But I also discovered something beautiful. The kindness I had given to others came back to me when I needed it most. The people I had helped became the people who stood beside me. Their support reminded me that kindness is never wasted. Even when you do something good and nobody notices, it still creates a connection that may one day become your greatest source of strength. Months later, I started volunteering with a local organization that helped people facing difficult situations. I wanted others to know that one painful chapter does not define their entire story. My marriage ended, but my belief in kindness remained stronger than ever. Life will bring people who disappoint us. Some may hurt us. Some may try to bring us down. But we always have a choice. We can become angry and lose ourselves, or we can choose to remain compassionate and strong. The greatest victory is not proving someone wrong. The greatest victory is protecting the goodness inside your heart. Remember, kindness is a gift that keeps moving. A small act of compassion today can create a wave of hope tomorrow. You never know who needs your kindness, and you never know when that kindness will return to lift you up. So keep being kind. Keep helping others. Keep choosing love over hate. Because in a world where people can choose cruelty, kindness will always be the most powerful choice.